everyone. Welcome back to Good Morning Games. Today, we are going to talk about the recently released Pokémon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. And Alex is going to talk about the Halo multiplayer beta that went up. I played it literally 2 rounds, and I think you've played hours. So
Yes.
I'm going to leave that one to you. So, why don't we start with that? Let's start with that, so then we can kind of go, into Pokemon after and kind of have a little back and forth. But I'm sure you've played Halo quite a bit. I played, like I said, just a little bit. It seems like Halo to me. It seems good. Doesn't seem like they didn't make any drastic changes that make it worse. And so that's good. That's what you want. You want an awesome new Halo. What do you think?
Yeah, you kind of nailed it when you said it feels like Halo. That's exactly right. It's 100% feels like Halo is back, and it's everything people would want from a Halo game. From where I'm sitting, that's what I see with it. It just, first of all, absolutely awesome that they dropped this, like shadow dropped Halo Infinite multiplayer during that Xbox 20th anniversary event. They were just like, hey, here's Halo. You can go play it right now. And I think I think this is pretty much the Halo multiplayer. Like, I know it's officially launching December 8th, but I think this is pretty much it. I imagine maybe we'll get a couple new maps or new playlists or something when it fully launches on the 8th, but I think like this is pretty much the game. It's a lot of fun. I am having a really good time just trying to level up. I've been trying to get to Platinum 1 for a week now, and I cannot get it. I get to Gold 6 and then just hit a brick wall. So I think like the matchmaking works really well. It like finds your skill level and kind of keeps you right there.
Nice.
The game itself runs really well. I was playing it on an Xbox Series X mostly, and it was perfect. It was just running so nice. And then I switched to an Xbox One X, and I could notice a difference. There is definitely a performance difference going from a Series X to a One X. It's not bad. It's just not quite as smooth, but it still runs fine. Like, you definitely still enjoy the game. But yeah, really, really fun game. Some of the stuff they added, like some of the new guns are so some of them need some balancing. The Commando feels really underpowered. The Needler feels good. I really love the pistol. And I don't remember the names of like every gun, but some of them are great. Some of them kind of suck, which is kind of what you expect from any shooter game. And the I don't know what you call it, the R item, but the item button where you can get like a thruster or the grappler or any like different utilities. The grappler makes the game even more fun. Like, the game would be fine without it, but having the grappler in there is just awesome. Like, you can grapple enemies and pull yourself towards them, and if you have a melee weapon like a sword or a hammer, you just grapple right at them and then smash them over the head, and it's so pleasing, so satisfying to pull something like that off. The vehicles are all fun. Big team battle. There's a new game mode where you have to like steal power seeds from somebody's fortress, and right now it feels like nobody really understands what the objective is in that mode. So people are just running around shooting, and maybe like 1 or 2 out of 8 people are actually doing the objective. But I think people will come around to it. I'm glad they tried something new with a new game mode. Yeah, I said the vehicles are really good, but the Warthog, God, it feels so good. Just feels so fun to load up the hog on a capture the flag and go get that flag and run it back to your base. It's so fun. I love Halo Infinite.
Nice. It does sound like you said, the beta is pretty close to what it's going to be. And so and then on, I believe it's December 8th, correct, is when the full version comes out, and as well as the actual campaign. And I'm sure when that comes out, that's when I'll really dive into it, because I'm really looking forward to the campaign, the kind of semi-open world and just seamless transition. It seems like it's going to be awesome for a Halo game.
Yeah, definitely. The campaign, there's been some early
they all sound
previews.
good.
Yeah, everything sounds great. So I guess we should talk about the one thing that people don't really like is the progression system in the battle pass, and that's totally fair. It does feel very grindy, but 343 has already responded by saying like, "Hey, we hear you. We're making changes." This does feel like 343 is going to listen to the Halo community and make changes that they're not happy with, so to keep people happy with the game. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
Some of the cosmetic stuff, it's like $20 for a new set of armor, and I'm like, I guess this is comparable to like Fortnite and stuff, but like I'm not gonna do it. I'm just not gonna do that. And the battle pass, you don't get experience for, like, say you have a really good capture the flag game and you capture 3, you get 3 out of the 5 captures. That doesn't help you at all, like with experience points. Like, you have to do the little challenges that they have, and they did change it since it launched to include 50 XP every time you complete a game. But so that was helpful, but right now it still just feels like they got to tweak it, and I think they will get to where people are happy with it. But right now it's still a work in progress.
Yeah, and I mean, this is completely just based on what I've heard. It kind of sounds like some of those ways to progress. It's like very specific things that you would, like, you wouldn't naturally try to do those things in a game. So then that kind of like takes away from just trying to win a match when you have to like shoot a warthog or like, like something like that.
Yeah.
But whatever. I'm sure that they'll figure it out. I remember, a while back when they were talking about Halo Infinite, the plan is that really once this came out, this was going to be it for a really long time. And they were so by saying that, I think that they are really going to be updating it quite a bit.
Yeah.
And that's really what 343 is going to focus on for years to come.
Yeah, definitely. And what you said, like, I remember one of the like the challenges was eliminate enemies with the commando gun. That's the gun that I feel is really underpowered. So like, I was trying to do that challenge. I think I got half of the kills that I needed to complete it, and I was like, screw this. Like, this gun sucks. I'm not helping the team. I can't do this. I'm just gonna miss these XP points. But I think this is gonna get supported by 343 for years.
Nice. Any other thoughts on Halo?
No, can't wait for it to come out. It's definitely everything I want from a Halo game so far, and I mean, can't wait for the campaign. It's definitely better. I was kind of worried. Obviously, it got delayed a year. It's better than I thought it would be. I thought it would still be kind of a mess, but it's not at all, and it feels really polished and good. So. It's one of my favorite games of the year. Just the multiplayer, like, it's definitely one of my favorite games this year.
Yeah, it was pretty wild when it was. I mean, it kept getting delayed, and then when it really got delayed, that final delay, to miss the launch of the Series X, I think everyone was just kind of shocked. And I mean, obviously it's good that they did, and it was just more of a shocking thing because it was, that's what they were going to launch the system with. So I think people all kind of assumed, like, well, if they're going to delay it and it was supposed to be the big system seller, then it's got to be in pretty bad shape. So whether it was or not, I mean, it's good they took a full year and really tuned it up.
Yeah, I can't imagine what this game looked like a year ago. It probably was not anywhere near what it is today, but they made the right call.
Yeah. Nice. All right. Well, then we can kind of get into the recent Pokemon remakes, Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl. So these were the original Diamond and Pearl were one of the only generations I had not played before. So I got Brilliant Diamond and I smoked it, ran through it in about a week.
Smoked it.
Beat it in about a week.
Got a bag of that Brilliant Diamond and I smoked it.
Yeah. I beat it on, I think, Friday. And yeah, it is in fact a Pokemon game.
Oh, absolutely. It's a Pokemon game. I also got Brilliant Diamond. I like it better. I mean, just off the top, like, my first thought is I like it better than Sword and Shield.
I do too. I do too. So yeah, the most positive things I would say is I really like the top down. And that could be just because like we grew up with the original Game Boy games,
Yeah.
and so that really like is nostalgic. But I like it. I like it better. I felt like, because the thing is, in like Sword and Shield, like the world, there's not enough to the world to like I don't know, there just isn't a ton to it. So having a top down, it just fit better than like behind the shoulder or whatever it was. It was behind the back and like making it look like it was this big thing when it really wasn't.
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah, I like it better. I think the chibi style is good, and I also like that the actual battles then do kind of turn into Sword and Shield, where the characters are taller and it's like the full look. So yeah, I think I believe it's Ilka is the name of the company. I think they did a really good job.
Yeah, I don't know who it was. Ilka sounds right. I think that is what it says when I started the game. But yeah, it's the top down is awesome. Like you said, the chibi art style is like, I like it. Like, it fits the game. I like it because you kind of touched on it with like the camera. Like, it's not trying to be bigger than what it is. They're just leaning into, this is a remake of a game that is how old? Like 15,
Yeah,
10,
it was
10
the
15 years.
DS, so
Maybe
that
10,
was.
10 years old, 12 years old.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, they're like, this is what the game is. Let's update it. Let's add a couple like quality of life improvements and then just put it out. We're not going to pretend this is some big grand remake. Like, it's just updated Diamond and Pearl, and I think that worked in their favor.
Yeah, so one thing, and this is kind of my fault, but when I played this, I really didn't like, I didn't explore as much as I probably normally would in a game. I was pretty like one track minded. Like, when I started, I was like, any of the towns I would go to, I kind of like talked to everyone, went in the houses, and then like as it kept going, I was just kind of like, all right, let's beat this area, go to the next area. So I was like pretty focused. I didn't like explore a ton, and I think it kind of hurt my experience. I towards the end, like about 3/4 of the way through, I was just kind of like, all right, this probably more than Sword and Shield felt like. It just felt like I started to get a little bit fatigued, and I was just kind of like, all right, it's really like I'm just going from
finish it.
Like, yeah, I'm just going from one place to the next, running into a bunch of trainers, smoking again. Like, I was killing everybody. So I will say this, difficulty wise, it is harder than Sword and Shield, but it still was pretty easy to me. I died once in one of the gym battles, and then the only other time I died was the very final boss, or whatever you want to call it.
Let's go spoiler free.
Yeah. I just, that was it. I mean, the final boss, the only time that I really struggled was with that. Besides that, I didn't really die at all, and I felt like I could just leave out, my kind of like my starter that I got Piplup, and
me too.
And I pretty much could I could just pretty much use him the whole game, really until towards the end. So that was a little bit of a bummer. I just was hoping it would be a little more difficult.
Yeah, I do think it is more difficult than Sword and Shield. And there was one. I remember there was one battle early. I'm not close to beating it. I think I'm at the 3rd gym, so I'm like pretty early still. But there was one battle kind of early on that I ran through my whole party of Pokemon, and I was on my last Pokemon, and I had to keep using potions to like keep him alive, and then like hit him when I had a few extra hit the enemy when I had a few extra hit points, and knew I could take a hit without dying. It was like this whole drawn out battle, and I was like, I really screwed this up. Like, I shouldn't be this difficult this early in a Pokemon game, but I was kind of happy that happened because I was like, okay, it's definitely harder. I never had anything even close to this in Sword and Shield, or definitely not Let's Go Eevee or Pikachu. Like those were really easy, but yeah, the difficulty in this does feel a little more dialed up than a new mainline Pokemon game. Like, and I'm glad that that is the case. But yeah, I took Piplup as my starter. I am pretty happy with that decision. I think he's an awesome Pokemon. I'm at the second evolution of him. I don't have the third one yet, but um, you were saying you don't think you explored very much. You kind of just ran through the game.
Yeah, because and especially like it was probably around where you are. If you said you beat like the third, I did explore probably up till then, and then the town started to get bigger, which is cool. I mean, like that's what you want, but like for some reason, it's like I ended up like I don't know if it was around where the fourth gym is or fifth, something around there. I like got to a town, and it was so big. It's like I don't want to visit every house and see what every person has to say. And like because of that, I feel like I missed out on some things because like I don't know. I like looked into like some of like the mini games, and there's have you got to where it's like the underground where you get that ability?
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, have you done much of the Grand Underground?
Yeah, like not that much because I did, and I've played it a bit, but it's just like yeah, like that's exactly right. Like a lot of people have said that that's one of the better parts, and I did it, and I got some Pokemon there, and I like did some of the what do you call it? Chopping away.
Yeah, like the mining for the fossils and stuff.
Yeah, but like I really didn't like focus on that a ton, and I think I should have. I think it was more so that, like I said, like probably about halfway, 3/4 of the way through, I started to kind of like get a little bit fatigued of it, and so I was like, all right, I'm just gonna beeline for like the gyms, and then. So it's kind of my fault. So that's why I'm not trying to like knock it for not having enough. You
messed up, so the game wasn't as good.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying, pretty much. Because like it got to a point where I'm just kind of going from one place to another, and you're just like fighting without like doing any of the little side things that people are asking for. Sorry, and.
Yeah, just getting choked up talking about this Pokemon game.
It was just so good. But one thing I will say is the way I ended up, and again, I'm not going to spoil anything, but like I said, the very final boss was like the hardest thing. It was the only thing that I really was like, I struggled a lot. I kept losing. And and it's just funny, the way I ended up beating it was I had bought so many revive potions. Like I just stocked up on them before kind of like getting to the boss that I literally had to. I'm like, I'm gonna lose. There's no way. I think I had one Pokemon left, and so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna revive somebody else. And what I ended up having to do was, let's say I had one Pokemon alive, I would revive another one, take a hit where I'd die, put my other guy out, then revive someone, so that I literally was just reviving and dying until he ran out of his moves. So he ran out of all of his PP, and then he couldn't do anything except like all he could do was lower my defense or something, but he had no attacks left. So that was the only way I could beat the game. So
wow. Okay, so you did have to like figure out a strategy.
Yes. Definitely at the very end, that was very hard. And I don't know. I just didn't want to go back. I really didn't want to grind. So I was like, all my Pokemon were like at like levels between 60 and 70, which is what the bosses are. Like theirs are all around 60 and 70. So I'm like, all right, I should be able to do this. But like, I probably could have just went out and grinded and got them all super higher. But so it was fun. Towards the end, I was having a lot of fun, and I'm glad I played it. I'm glad it came out, but again, it's like kind of one of those. It's like it was. You
just like went through the motions and like
and
like how much of the decks do you think you filled up? The Pokedex.
I don't know. I feel like it said like I was at like once. I don't remember. I don't know. I mean, I would say I don't know because I have no idea how many are in this one. That's probably something I should Google.
Yeah, Google that. Yeah, so I'm playing I'm going really slow through the game so far. I'm still pretty early in. I just got to Veilstone. Is that what it's called? Veilstone City, I think.
Not sure.
The one that's like the rock themed, not Orberg, but there's like another rock themed city. And I just got there, but I'm taking my time in the Grand Underground, like running around mining for fossils and spheres and stuff, and doing that whole thing. I am talking to all the NPCs and like exploring the cities a little bit up till now. I'm like haven't decided if I'm going to try to grind to fill the whole decks or not. But right now, like if I see a Pokemon, like I'm not avoiding like the wild, like the random encounters. Like I'm going and going in, and like if I see one, I'm definitely going to try and catch it, rather than just knock it out real quick. So like I'm actually enjoying this Pokemon game. Like I'm enjoying playing a Pokemon game, which Sword and Shield I liked for like a couple hours, and then I was like, I don't think this is for me. And then like I never even finished it. But this one I'm enjoying a lot more. It feels, I think you're right, like people like us who grew up with the Game Boy games, like the top-down camera style. It just feels like Pokemon, and that's what I like about it.
Yeah, I would agree.
They definitely did add some baby stuff to this game, though. Like when you press X and pull up your menu, it tells you what you're supposed to do. Like, like there's little quest reminders and markers on your map to like tell you where to go and tell you what to do. And that, I mean, that's fine, whatever.
Yeah, and they do have the EXP share automatically turned on. You can't turn it off. Yeah. Which like, I did notice that, I don't think it was the same in the other games, but I could be wrong. I did notice that with this EXP share, the Pokemons who actually who actually are battling do gain more than the others. Which I feel like in Sword and Shield they all gain the same. I could be wrong, but so at least there's that. But yeah, it didn't really bug me because again I could kind of just use my starter and kill everyone anyways.
Yeah, a lot of times you could just keep it on the starter and have no problem winning your battle. I think it's a good release. It kind of stinks that like this combined with Metroid Dread makes for a pretty good fall for Nintendo. If Advance Wars was still coming out in December, I would say their holiday lineup is fine, but Metroid was a little early in the holiday season, and this is a Pokemon remake, so it still feels like Nintendo's holiday lineup is a little scarce.
Yep.
But that being said, I would give this like a solid 8 so far. I don't think it's amazing. I would give Sword and Shield like a 6.5 or 7, and this for me is like an 8. It's fun. I like the Grand Underground a lot. It's a really good game.
Yeah. I would agree. I'd probably go like a 78.
A 78?
78 out of 100. But again, like I said, I didn't explore enough, so I know I missed out on a lot of stuff that would be fun. I just kind of like wanted to beeline for the end at one point.
Did you do the contest show?
Yes, I did, but not that much, and I don't really get it.
They asked me like, do you want to join the contest show? And I was like, no, thanks. And I just kept going, but I might go back and do it. I don't really know what it is.
Yeah, so exactly. That was one of the examples of that literally might have been where like after that town, I was kind of like, all right, I'm going to start beelining it because everyone in that town talks about the contest, right? And so like every person you talk to is like, have you been to the contest? You got to try it. And then like, so I thought it was like maybe really important. And then I did it, and I did it a few times. I didn't really get what I was doing. I started to figure it out, but like, it didn't really matter. Like it didn't do anything for me. Like I don't know. So I was just like, all right, well, that was all right, but I just like spent a lot of time trying to do this, and then it didn't do much for me. So I think after that, I was like, all right, these people in the towns don't know what they're talking about. I gotta beat this.
Yeah. There's nothing great about this contest. I don't know why everybody here loves it so much. I just gotta get out of here.
Yeah. So then, like, when I got to the next city and they're talking about something else, I'm like, oh yeah, sure. How do I get to the gym?
You broke. They broke your trust. The NPCs.
Yeah. So yeah, I would agree with that. But yeah, overall, I definitely had fun. Not amazing, but I also don't think it's like, it's a remake. So
yeah.
That's kind of what they're going for.
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly like what it should be, I think.
Yes, I would agree.
So yeah, good, solid Pokemon. I am still pumped up for Pokemon Legends Arceus in January.
Yeah.
To see what that's like. We've heard lately they're saying it's less of a Breath of the Wild Pokemon and more of a Monster Hunter meets Pokemon type of game. Yep. I don't play Monster Hunter very much, so I don't really know what that means. I think it's like semi-open world, like open areas with like other areas that are less open. I don't know. But yeah, this definitely like scratches like the old school Pokemon itch, and then we'll get the new Pokemon game at late January, so that's cool.
Yeah, and kind of my take on that is, yeah, somewhat what you were saying. I'm kind of thinking what it's going to be is the whole thing is going to kind of be like you go back to the town after everything you do. Like you're going to kind of go to the town. They're going to tell you to go, catch this specific thing. Mm-hmm. You're going to go out and you'll be in a specific area where that one lives. Once you catch it, you go back to town and you get another job. Like, I think that's what it is. It's just going to be like you get jobs and like kind of that. So like,
you have to go do your research.
Yeah, exactly. So I just feel like it's still probably somewhat open world. It's just like you're not going from one place to another where there's like a big boss or something like that. Mm-hmm. It's just kind of like, it's just kind of going back and forth and doing little jobs. There's not going to be a ton of towns, I feel like, and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think that's right. Anything else about Pokemon?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think I touched on everything. Did we ever get an answer for how many Pokemon are in the game?
Yeah, there are. Well, I can't really say it without spoiling something. Well, there's 151 in the normal game.
Okay, we'll say that.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good. I think I have about 30 so far.
Okay.
So I don't know if I'm going to continue with that grind, but right now it's kind of fun. Okay. So yeah, good stuff on Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. I got another game that came out recently. I got Mario Party Superstars the other day, and I've played 3 or 4 like 10-round matches, and I just wanted to talk about it really quick because I think this is the best Mario Party game that's ever come out. Really? Yeah. I mean, I haven't played every single one of them, but this one is amazing because like you can choose, do you want to play N64 mini games, or do you want to play GameCube mini games, or do you want to play all? And it just like when you are playing and like everybody takes their turn and then it's mini game time, it'll like do the little spinner, randomly choose a mini game from a selection of like 5 or 6, and then it'll say this game is from Mario Party 2, and it's just really cool to like play these old Mario Party games that I have forgotten about, like to play them again updated on the Switch, and like it tells you like this is from like this game which came out in this year. It's like cool to get that history that Mario Party history lesson while playing Superstars.
Yeah.
And then there's one other funny little feature that they added, like when it's not your turn, you could put stickers on screen that say like like they're little dumb stickers that say like "Wow, way to go" or like "Why'd you do that?" Like "Ouch!" Like little weird stickers that are. It like gives people who like when it's not their turn, gives them something to do. And for some reason, I thought like the people I've been playing with have had a really fun time throwing the stickers on screen. So
Nice.
I think it was a smart move for them to add something for people to do when it's not their turn. And again, like all of these old mini games, I think are probably the best mini games. No motion control, no waggling, just good old Mario Party games. So highly
Nice.
recommend Mario Party Superstars.
Yeah, I haven't got that yet, but it's one of those that like I'm gonna get at some point. I think when I have some downtime or the next time someone's like, I have someone that wants to play something, like together, I'll just be like, all right, well, we're gonna get this then.
Yeah.
So I haven't got it yet, but I agree. That's like exactly what I want, and the fact that it has online as well, I'm sure it's really fun, and I'm excited about getting it.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I've been playing Death's Door. I got it.
Nice.
I got it right after I beat Brilliant Diamond, so that would have been like on Friday. I got it, and today is now Monday, and this game's awesome. If anyone hasn't played it, I think it came out I think it was on. I want to say it was on PlayStation 5 and 4, and then now it's simultaneously released on the Switch and Xbox. I could be wrong about that, but I know it just recently simultaneously released on the Switch, and this game's awesome. It's like it's awesome. It's
How much was it? Is this like a 25?
$20.
$20.
Yeah, it is probably it's probably the second best game I played behind Metroid Dread this year.
Wow.
Yeah, it is like it's weird because it's not it, and I've like watched some like reviews that have said this, so I'm not necessarily I'm not taking credit for this, but it's like it's not necessarily that it's super original, but what it's trying to do, it does so awesome, and what it's trying to do is like it's most like a top-down Zelda, I would say. That's probably how I would describe it the most, is like a Link to the Past type thing.
Cool.
But it's more difficult, and there's like it's very like I don't want to say Dark Souls. It's just like it's very like movement based in the sense of like enemies attack a certain way, so you learn how they attack, and then like you can master it. Like you might die on a boss a bunch, but like eventually you're like, okay, I get it. He does this, smacks left, right, so I just gotta roll out of the way, kill him. But yeah, it's a huge, it's a like kind of like there's like there's like 4 areas, but they're all massive with like tons of different like fast travel points in each area. It's all really varied, and you can kind of upgrade a bunch of your stats as you go, and as you kill enemies, you get things that you can collect. But it's really cool, and like the story is awesome. It's small, but it's awesome. You're like a crow who is the reaper, who like you collect like once people die, you like collect their souls and give them to like you work in like an office. And so like the game starts as you like walk into the main office, and your boss is like, oh, you gotta go out and get these souls and like collect their dead souls. And like the very start of the game is you like there's this huge person that you need to collect their soul and like get them in the afterlife, and you lose their soul. And so like the rest of the game is like you're like, oh, that would have like paid for like my next salary for like months. So you get the whole point is like you're supposed to go out and try to get that back.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah, but it's really fun. It's fluid. Like it's great on the Switch. It's like one of those where there can be hordes of enemies at once. There's a lot little puzzles, tons of like dungeons with puzzles, and yeah, it's awesome for $20. And I don't think it's too long either. Like I feel like I'm probably close to the end. And I probably played it like 8 hours, which is good. That's like I like little games like that. It's long enough that you're not like, oh, what the hell is that? But doesn't overstay its welcome.
Nice. Okay, well, you may have talked me into picking that one up, because that sounds good.
Yeah, it's
I
great.
like the. I was looking at pictures of it. I really like the art style of Death's Door. That looks like a fun game.
Yeah, it's really fun. And yeah, so yeah, that's really all I've been playing. After Brilliant Diamond, I played that. I think I'm probably gonna finish. Like I said, I'm almost done, so I'll probably finish that tonight or tomorrow. And while I was in the middle of this, I saw that the game Inside. If you've ever heard or played that,
Oh yeah, Inside.
it was on sale right now for one more day for $1.99. It's normally
Oh
It's
wow.
normally $20. So I got that and I didn't pay anything because I just used the coins from like my like purchases on the digital store. You get like free free money, and I had like $3 free, so I didn't even have to pay anything. And so I'm definitely gonna play that because I've seen people play it and it looks really fun, and it's like everyone talked about how good it was, and I think it's like a 4-hour game, but
Yeah, I have Inside on Xbox. It might be on Game Pass. I don't know, but I had it
yeah,
on my 360, and it is so good. It is such a fun
yeah.
game.
So yeah, it was only $2, so I just got that when I saw that.
Two
So
bucks.
yeah, so I'm gonna play that as soon as I finish that store.
Nice. Sounds like you got a good lineup. I Oh, the other thing I played was there was a small update to Mario Golf Super Rush.
Nice.
They added Target Golf, and they added a couple new golfers, Wiggler the Worm, and I forget the other one they added. But Target Golf is basically top. If you've ever gone to Top Golf and
Yeah.
played like where you have to hit into a target, like that's basically what this is. I thought it would be a lot more fun than it is. I ran through a couple rounds and I was like, huh, all right, well, that's
Yeah.
that's another thing they added that probably should have been in it at launch, but it's there if you want to go update Mario Golf and give it a shot. But yeah, it's okay. It's not bad. It's not. It's not like, oh my god, you got to play this new game mode in Mario Golf.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's kind of a bummer also. They said it's the final update. Um,
Yeah.
and like I haven't like each time they've done an update, I've like kind of looked back at it, and like none of them are that huge, so it's like it's just kind of surprising to me that they should have just put all this in the original or waited until all
Yeah.
this was in there, because it's like nothing was so big that they have been spending. I doubt they've been spending so much time doing these updates. It's just kind of like it would have been more of a robust game if you just threw all this in there from the beginning.
Exactly. Yeah, like they released it in June and then finished updating it by the end of the year. It's like, why didn't you just release this in December or something?
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess maybe a golf game you want out in the summer, but
Yeah, I'm sure that's the reason, but
they did say last free update, so maybe we'll get paid
okay.
DLC. I don't know. I don't know who's going to be
Yeah.
who's going to be paying for DLC for this game, because it's just so mediocre. It's so
Yeah.
okay. Like it's just it's fine.
Yeah, I mean,
I definitely wouldn't want to pay $25 for more Super
Yeah.
Rush content.
Yeah, I enjoyed it when it came out, but I barely touched it after like a month.
Yeah,
probably.
yeah. So that's a thing that's out now. If you want to go check that out. Does Nintendo have anything else coming out before the end of the year? They got Brain Age,
Yep.
Brain Academy or whatever, Big Brain Academy.
Yeah, I don't think so. I was gonna look right now.
Yeah,
I don't think so though. Because their December was gonna be whatever Advance Wars.
Yeah, and that's now spring.
Yeah.
Okay. One other thing that I wanted to ask you about. All of the Game Awards are on December 9th. The Game of the
Yes.
Year nominees are Deathloop, It Takes Two, Metroid Dread, Psychonauts 2, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, and Resident Evil Village. Let's put $5 on it. I'm taking Metroid Dread.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's too fair of me to make an educated decision since I haven't played a lot of these.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be either Metroid Dread or Deathloop.
Okay.
Deathloop's gotten a lot of good. I feel like it's gotten a lot of good reviews. Everyone seemed to like it a lot. I saw a lot of nines. I mean, I don't really see, I don't see Resident Evil.
No.
I don't see Psychonauts 2.
No.
I don't like the thing about Ratchet and Clank is I've seen a lot of good ones, but I have seen some that aren't good reviews. So like because of that, I don't think it's going to be a runaway.
People cooled off on Ratchet really quick.
Yeah, definitely. So like I mean, I think Dread, Deathloop, and It Takes Two are the only three that I've seen like a ton of like everyone said these games were good. And I don't really see It Takes Two just because it has to be multiplayer. It's like it didn't sell as well. It's not like, but I don't know.
It could be the dark horse. For
yeah,
the win.
It could be the dark horse just because that's one I haven't played because I haven't had someone that wants to play a whole game through with me online. But like it has gotten a lot of good feedback. But yeah, I'm not counting on that. But yeah, I think it's going to be Dread or Deathloop. The only reason I lean towards Deathloop is because of the fact that it's such a big budget AAA 3D.
It's a Bethesda game.
Yeah. But I mean, Metroid Dread's amazing, so that would just be awesome if that one game of the year, a 2D Metroid.
That'd be so great for Nintendo.
It'd be great for them, yeah. Obviously we're a little biased, but that would just be great for them.
Yeah, I think I'm with you. I think that all makes sense. I did see that Deathloop is like $25 everywhere right now for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. So that actually might be over by the time you're hearing this, but so sorry about that. But hopefully if you haven't played it, you picked it up for $25 because it sounds like it's definitely worth that much.
Yeah.
Cool. Do you have anything else?
No. Maybe now that you mentioned that, let's see. What day is the Game Awards? December 9th?
December 9th.
So that's maybe we should try and get one out here before then, and we can kind of talk about what we would like to see or anything like that. The Game Awards are kind of weird because it's like there are usually a lot of announcements, but they're usually not things you expect. Like they're not insanely hype announcements, but like I feel like every year there's at least one pretty big one. I mean, Series X was unveiled at the Game Awards.
Yeah. They did say that Jeff Keighley said that there is one premiere that he's super excited about that they've been working on for 2.5 years that's going to drop this year. And a lot of people were like, oh, it's Breath of the Wild 2. And I'm like, no, it's not, because he said premiere, and that game's already premiered. So, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Unless I don't know what the definition of premiere is.
Yeah. Let me think. What was yeah, I don't know. If it was a brand new trailer of something that they haven't shown a ton of footage on, I feel like they could still call it a premiere. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, Breath of the Wild 2 would be amazing. The first one was unveiled, I believe, at the Game Awards.
Was it?
I think so. Why do I think that? Like the very first, I'm going to look it up right now. The very first thing ever. Game Awards.
Are you talking about for Breath of the Wild 2 or 1?
No, 1.
The first trailer of that was at the Game Awards?
I thought so.
That'd be wild. I don't remember that.
Like I thought that it was the
I think you're right though. We should definitely get in another we'll drop another episode before December 9th and do some predictions for that.
Sure. Yeah, and I could be wrong on that, but I'm going to look it up. So we'll start off next episode with either I was right or I was wrong.
All right, nice. Cool. I don't have anything else.
Yeah, me neither. Follow us on Twitter at Good Morning Games Podcast, correct?
GM Games at GM Games Podcast.
Sorry, guys. I literally get this wrong. This wrong every single time.
It's fine. It's the dumbest handle that we could have picked.
Okay. Well, say that again then.
Okay. We're on Twitter at GM Games Podcast. You could email us at goodmorninggamespodcast@gmail.com. And just hit us up whenever, and we'll talk to you.
Sweet, and thank you guys for listening, and we will see ya.
We'll see ya.